Right, here you go. So the realistic guide to marathon to Sables. The reality is this is my first one, so I've actually got no idea what I'm doing. So it's good. I thought it might help some people if you're a little bit uncertain what to take as to what we're going to do. We're here in the Sahara, you can see. This is a Saturday, so the race starts tomorrow. We travelled yesterday. It's a bit of a long day, but this is what's going in my bag. Now, I credit Ian Corliss. He did a really great blog, which I'll tag in below, and my race kit for probably the most support in this. Ian Corliss's blog's pretty comprehensive, and it made sense to me. It kind of seemed a bit agreeable, and so I kind of based everything that I did off of that. Also, I went down to my race kit, and they spent loads of time for free. Obviously, I bought stuff from them afterwards, but they spent about an hour and a half with me testing kit, talking through the pros and cons about different things. So first things first is the food. Now, I think one thing with everyone in our tent that I think is probably worthwhile saying from the outset, like the minimum weight of a bag is 6.5 kilos. It has to have a certain number of items in it, but none of us have got anywhere near it. We're all about the 9 kilo mark, which, you know, maybe in hindsight at the end of this we'd do another video and probably agree that actually some of the stuff we take is absolutely pointless, but we're all stressed and worried in the build up to this that we didn't quite have enough stuff, and in all honesty I don't think it was kind of warranted. You know, we worry about what everyone's saying on the forum. In reality, all of us, you know, different calorie goals, different race goals and different things like that, but we're kind of all coming around, you know, 8, 9, 10 kilos with the bag. Probably day 2 we're going to shed some stuff in the morning. We probably throw away some stuff, but this is what we've got. So the food, first and foremost, I've based it around a similar pattern. I've got a breakfast in the morning, race nutrition, post-race kind of recovery, and then an evening meal. So kind of 4 main meals as such. So I went with Expedition Foods. I've got like a specialist breakfast from them, so porridge, mango cereal, something like that. I've decanted it into these kind of polythene bags, which is quite easy to do and saves you a bit of space and weight. Then during the race I'm having 2 Cliff Bars and energy blocks. I think the thing to bear in mind with the food is I'm 15 stone. Some of the guys, or many of the racers, are kind of 11 stone. You know, a couple of guys heavier, but I've gone for about 3,000 calories or 3,100 calories a day, except on the long stage where I've gone for 4,500, so about 20,000 calories in total. So my breakfast, yeah, like I said, I put some water in there, in my kind of, boil some water on my stove and bang it in, and then I'll chop up a bottle and put it in there. Then my race nutrition, I've said, and then after race I've got a Rego energy recovery shake. And then in the evening I've got one of the Expedition Foods main meals, 800 calories, and then I'm going to have macadamia nuts or some sort of nut variation, about 30 grams. I've got some dried fruit and a flapjack as well. So basically I kind of based it all around that. I've got some coffee in there, because a bit of a, you know, I might not want it, but it's good to have it with me. So I've decanted it all into bags. It's quite fun to do. Then you kind of squish it in. My food weighs about 4.5, 5 kilos. Like I said, like the pressure to try and get your bag weight down is kind of a bit unnecessary. My food fills up most of my bag, but I'm going to eat my way through it as we go along. So I'd suggest the first thing to do is like work out roughly what you like. I haven't gone for massive variation, and again, I think in hindsight I'm going to work that out. Probably could have a bit more variety in my food, might get a bit bored of what we want. But the other thing is I might not need 3,000 calories, because all my friends who've done the race say that you kind of suppress your appetite anyway. Next thing's kind of I'd say is like the mandatory items, like toilet roll. It's kind of guesswork essentially. So you're going to use bring whatever you need. I got this from my race kit. It's got things like pits and bits. Hand sanitizer is probably a big one. You know, there's not much scope to kind of wash your hands on site, and trying to keep the bugs away is quite important. Then I've got toothpaste and gurney goo that stops the chafing. So again, my naivety here, I don't really know whether it works. It's kind of realistic. The most kind of helpful blogs that I've seen are kind of from people who are kind of midfield, you know, mid group runners, so they're kind of more practical with what they're going to do. There's only a handful of people who are going to be competing. You want to do well, but you've got to be realistic. So I've got some stuff too, and gel. I've got Imodium and Pro Plus, and then there's the other lads have got kind of painkillers and anti-inflammatories. The other things, so we've got in here the anti-venom, you kind of whittle that down, remove the case, put it in there. I've got a pen knife with scissors. That seems to be quite a popular recommendation because you can cut open the bottle. I've got tin foil, so it gets a bit windy in the desert. We've noticed that last night. So when I kind of cook on my stove here, I can kind of keep the wind away and put it on the top. It's a bit lighter than the lid when I'm cooking on the stove. Again, I haven't used that yet, so it's kind of almost humorous that I do a kind of video blog about it, but that's what or I've decided what I'm going to take, and so I thought I'd share that. I've got 2 power blocks, again overkill probably, but I'd rather have more power because I'm going to do videos and photos on my phone. I've got headphones, might need a bit of music on occasion when I'm sitting around in the tent. I've got my Garmin and the charger. I switch my Garmin off during the day, and I've got this tube Casio from Argos to kind of keep the time with. Then I've got my kind of pot, again all from my race kit. This kind of lightweight S-bit kind of thing, S-bit stove. We kind of thought that it didn't weigh too much, so it doesn't really matter. And a long spoon. The spoon, the length of the spoon is quite important because it keeps your hands out your food. Again, like keeping the germs away in the desert is quite important, really. Sock selection. So I've gone with a kind of Ingenie liner, and I'm going with these socks to put over the top. The shoes I've got are kind of a size too big, so I went one size up with my kind of trail shoes. And again, like your feet are supposed to swell, so we'll see whether that's overkill or not. Looking after your feet, again, we've got this benzene tincture, and I'm going to take my toes before, so if you've got any hot spots, Rory Coleman did a really great video on those. Use that to kind of take my toes. Got sun cream. This seems to be a popular one. Again, this just blocking out the sun for long durations when you're hot and sweaty as well. So all in all, that's kind of my kind of care as such. Sleep system is the next thing to kind of highlight. I went with a Cedar Summit. Again, it depends on your race goals or whatever. All of us, with the wind coming through the tent last night, one of the lads spent £350 on a sleeping bag. I think that cost me £200 or something like that, but all of us were cold. So as a point of reference, I think you had to be quite realistic about what you expect from, a lightweight sleeping bag. I've gone for the air mat. There's strong recommendations for the kind of more folding up one or whatever, but I've gone for the self-inflatable one. We've got to tidy up and make sure there's no rocks and stuff on the floor. The floor's quite rocky, but you do get this kind of nice rug to put over the top of it. But we've got to look after the ground sheet. Hopefully that will last the duration. Also, like stuff to sleep in. So I've got my race stuff, which is I've kind of gone for stuff that I'm comfortable in. I've gone for kind of Innovate shorts and Montane top, quite lightweight stuff, because when I did some stuff in the heat chambers, I noticed that I sweat quite a lot, and I don't want it to weigh me down or rub. So the other things that I've got is when I come back, I'm going to kind of rinse my clothes with the water we're given in one of the bags we're given also, and then I'm going to wear this Helly Hansen and some leggings in the evening and this lightweight jacket. Again, Ian Corliss makes a good recommendation. I'll take him in after, but it's a hardware jacket which is really lightweight. Hopefully kind of keeps me warm throughout. I think if you're going to pack light, you're going to be a little bit cold, and again, just be realistic when you're looking at. So I got my Velcro sewn in with Alex in Clapham. He sews their kind of Velcro into there, so I can put my gaiters on. I'll show you a picture of that when I'm racing tomorrow. So I've got my race kit ones. They're deemed to be the best ones because they're kind of lightweight and don't let sand come through. I've got a flip belt because I'm going to want to take pictures on my phone during the race. I think it's going to be all for nothing if I don't take any kind of memories of it. So my flip belt, which I've decided because I couldn't find a pocket big enough, a pocket in a pair of shorts that were comfortable and big enough. And then I've got these kind of nice snoods, which lots of my friends have written all supportive messages on and stuff, so that's quite nice. I think the snood's quite good because your head gets cold in the night as well, which we found last night, so we're going to put those on. Lastly, I've gone for a Raid Light bag. Even the Raid Light rep doesn't rate it to last the whole duration, but it was the bag that was most comfortable. Again, trying stuff on and getting a feel for it and getting your own ideas was the kind of name of the game when it comes to picking equipment. If you go down to my race kit, Sarah, my race kit's absolutely brilliant for kind of helping you out and giving you a guide on what you might want. Also, I've got these kind of 800ml bottles with a straw. Again, just making sure I can kind of drink and eat as I go along. So there you go. That's my kit for a self-supported race. I'll let you know how it all goes.